Welcome to our new series, The 200 Movie Challenge. Our goal this year is to watch 200 movies that we haven't seen yet. If you want to listen to the full podcast where this clip is from, the link will be in the description. Now enjoy today's movie. Welcome to the 200 Movie Challenge. And if you don't know what this series is, basically me and Soto are trying to watch 200 movies that we haven't seen in this calendar year. It's been a journey. We're on episode 6, Soto. Now, I know we've been able to do this weekly, so we're getting up there. These lists are getting longer.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait till this gets unwieldy. It's starting to kind of get to that point where I'm like, okay, I don't know. But it's starting to take shape. It's a very early shape. But I can sort of see the shape that it's going into. And again, this is probably the most new movies I've seen in a long time. I mean, definitely for you.
Agreed, 100%. I mean, well, you know what? I mean, it's getting there because we did talk about this last year, and I did a little prep work. I don't know how many movies I saw, but kind of fell apart. So I did see a few.
Yep.
But yeah, the end goal will definitely, be the most new movies I've seen since our Blockbuster days. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm wearing.
But we have
a hoodie.
Yeah, I need to buy me a T-shirt or a Blockbuster hoodie. I gotta get me one of those. But we got 5 movies today, and for once, you kind of beat me. You got 3 movies, I got 2. But either way, 5. It happens. That's the best thing to do about it. But so I'm gonna kind of get the ball rolling. I had some movies planned to watch, because I've been setting them on my watch list, and like, all right, I definitely wanted to see this. Spoiler alert, probably going to come next week, but I want to see that movie Air, with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck about Michael Jordan and how he became.
What?
Yeah. Did you not hear about Air?
No.
Do you not know about this movie?
I don't. No, I have to look it up on Letterboxd. What the?
Yeah, it's about how the whole movie is about him coming out of college, him signing, basically how he signed with Nike.
Directed
originally he wasn't going to. It's on Prime. It's on Prime only. At least that I know of. I know it's on Amazon Prime, and it's been on my radar now for a little while. It came out last year, but it stars Matt Damon. It's on my radar, and I am probably going to do it next week because I realized, so we are recording this on February 13th. Yeah. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day.
It sure is.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? I was looking at my overall list, as I tend to do, and I realized I don't have any kind of romantic comedies or romance movies. I'm like, I need to start diversifying my list a little bit. So I did go gimmicky this week. I'm like, for Valentine's Day, I want to watch 2 movies that are kind of in that genre. Mm-hmm. And so I went to Netflix, and this is the first movie of 2025 that I've officially seen because I saw it plastered everywhere. It's a rom-com called Kinda Pregnant, starring Amy Schumer.
Yeah, Amy Schumer. Yep, I saw that. Yep.
Now, I know she was, the hit comic way back in the day, like comics are, they come and go, unfortunately. She is definitely more of a raunchy comic. Some people love it, some people don't. This is definitely a raunchy rom-com, which I don't have a problem with if done right, because I did enjoy Bridesmaids from what I remember from way back in the day. But Soto, this movie...
This doesn't sound good.
So let me just set the opening scene for you because I don't think you're gonna go watch this movie. But no. So the whole thing is I think they're in elementary school. Amy Schumer's younger self and her best friend are playing birth or mom, whatever you want to do. Like they're pretending to have birth. They have like their dolls and stuff like that. And her friend's like, "Why do we always have to play mom?" And the young Amy Schumer's like, because being a mom is the best thing in the world. It's so precious, and that's what she wants to be, which is fine. Okay. But they're literally they're sitting like a pregnant woman or giving birth, and they're getting ready to push these babies out for elementary school. So I'm like, okay, this is weird, but that's not even beside the point. The friend's like, she's like, I don't know if I want to be a mom. And then obviously the young Amy Schumer, how can you not, that's, again, the greatest thing ever. And plus, we need to be there for each other when we go through this. We need to learn this now because we have nobody else because our moms are dead. I swear to God, Soto, that was a fucking line by a child in this movie.
To open the movie.
to open the movie, and then all of a
Interesting.
sudden the young Amy Schumer was like, "Help! I'm crowning!" And then
God,
that's
sounds
that's
graphic to start. Jesus.
for kids. These are kids, Soto. So I'm like, okay, I see where this movie's going, and so the big premise of the story is now, they're older, 30s, late close to 40s. I don't know the exact age, and her friend, who that she finds out that she is pregnant, and the guy that Amy Schumer is dating, it's like, hey, it's our anniversary. I'm going to take you out to a special dinner, where the blah, blah, blah. So obviously she's thinking, oh, he's going to propose. It's our 4 years. It's the time. It's right. I can, all that. And so she shows up at the restaurant, and the guy's like, I'm ready to have a threesome. Like, that's it. That exactly, and he doesn't want to settle. But so obviously she leaves him there, and she thinks, her life is falling apart, but she's trying to be there for her friend. She's a little bit pissed that her friend got pregnant first, but she's there like, no, I'm here. I'm supporting you. I love you. You're my best friend. So they go shopping, and she sees like that baby bump thing, and she goes to the dressing room while her friend's off puking, and she's trying it on, and the woman's coming, oh yeah, no, this looks great. And she accidentally puts the baby bump thing in her purse, and then she's out in public with it again, testing it out, and people are like, oh, you look so beautiful, oh, let me help you, because obviously, pregnant woman, you hold the door, everyone's just being nice, like a 15-year-old's like, you're glowing. And so she keeps the baby bump on, and you know how these things go, obviously shenanigans, because she does meet a guy that she does fall in love with, and his sister, who is actually pregnant. This is a Happy Madison film. I was like, okay, I'm in.
Really?
Like, I saw that logo. The guy JP from Grandma's Boy is in it. So I was like, oh, there's some good people in it. But yeah, so this movie had a lot of cringe to it. And not like, when we talk Terrifier 2, some of those kills, you're like, I gotta look away. That's a little too much. Like, it was horrible cringe stuff. And I'm like, it was just not for me. And this movie's bad. Like the concepts, a little bit, and I can't remember some of the scenes. So again, she's again wearing the baby bump, and she's going to, because she has to not wear it in front of her, the people that know her, but in front of the new people she met, and she's at another woman's house who's pregnant, who's having her second baby.
I can already see this movie in my head. Yep.
Yeah, kind of becoming friends, and like they already have a young son who's running around with the knife, and the mom's like, "Get the knife," just like who. They're casually trying to get this real knife, and the kid stabs Amy Schumer in the belly.
Oh my God.
But obviously she's got the baby bump and doesn't feel it. And then she's just pulling it out, and she's looking at him like, shh. And so, yes, it's that kind of movie where...
What will they do when they find out that it's been a farce? Oh my God. And then she has to apologize. And then, there's an understanding, and then she probably ends up pregnant at the end.
No, you were right. Everything up until the pregnant. She gets the guy, because remember, she met a guy who kind of was and I will admit the best part. I mean, there was, again, I did laugh at some parts. I'm not going to lie and say this was like a shit movie. I'm just saying a lot of it was like, oh, like this is not good. But so he drives down because he's a Zamboni driver. And she's a teacher, and he's coming down the road, and I'm like, all right, this is kind of funny. And the spiel, like, he's like, yeah, this is the way you make me feel, I can, I'm sorry, blah blah blah. And they kiss, and then they go on the Zamboni, and then they start driving away and start kissing. And you think it's over, then I laugh, because obviously what real movies don't do is show you what happens afterwards, because since they're kissing, no one's driving, and then they just crash into a bunch of cars, and they're trying to straighten this. So I had to giggle at that part. I did laugh at some parts, but overall, Soto, this was just... it was bad. I will never see it again. The premise is just way out there. I was surprised it was made in like today. Again, I think like early 2000s, when some of these more raunchy comedies were coming out. I'm like, okay, how is this being made? And I'm just like, this is the
same
good
formula though. Like
it is.
It's the same shit. It's just different years, and I get it. It's like the same movies with different comics, right? And the same kind of weird premises and things like that. You absurd premise, and then you kind of hang all the comedic timing on it, right? But you didn't find it really endearing in any sort of way.
No, it had its moments.
It's sweet,
but overall, you think about like if it was supposed to be a good message. I'm like, no, you don't fake a pregnancy. But yes, you're right. Everyone, everyone is forgiven. Everyone makes
Mhm.
up, and it's all happy. And yes, I,
Of
I
course.
did. I was with you because she does somehow sleep with the guy because she's like, I'm just so ashamed of my body. So she's like, the only two rules are no lights and no touching, and she puts like oven mitts on his hands, and it's a hilarious scene because he lives
So
in a garage,
strange.
and then the garage door opens the world. So it is strange, but she does want him to fill the belly bump, the fake belly bump. Uh, but yes, I
God.
looked to where I had to place this. And yes, I know I just shit on this a lot. But again, there is some other part. I laughed at some parts. I'm not going to say overall I laughed throughout, but there were some parts I enjoyed.
Sure.
So it's going towards the bottom. But I
Yeah.
will say this:
Makes
it
sense.
is going above Lift. So this is like third to last
Wow.
because Lift to me is still a formulatic. There was just nothing new. At least this they tried, failed it in my eyes. Some people are going to find this funny. Comedy is subjective. If you're into cringe, you're into very, I shouldn't say very raunchy, a little bit raunchy, which I'm okay with. But overall, I'm like, yep, I don't want to see this again. This is not my first real good impression of Amy Schumer because I didn't really watch much of her stand up. I've seen clips and she was okay. I'm not gonna say I love her or hate her. I know, but
She had
I've
her
never.
moment. She was a
Yeah,
thing. Yeah, it was
no,
a
I
thing.
know, and it happens in comics. But yeah, this is my first. I know she's done more movies since. But yes, this is going above Lift and right underneath Tag because I did enjoy Tag. As absurd as that is, I at least laughed a lot more at Tag than I did at Kind of Pregnant.
Tag.
So,
So a surprising movie this year. Tag. It keeps getting brought up.
well, because the last two movies I kind of talked about, or a few of the last movies, it's right underneath it, and the whole thing is yes, the premise is absurd, but it's kind of original, and I can at least appreciate that. I'm not going to say they did it well because what can you do with it? But Kind of Pregnant's under Tag, and like I said, it is above Lift, which
Hmm.
should tell you that Amy Schumer beat out Kevin Hart in my eyes. At
So
least,
that's that grouping. Yeah, the
it,
Tag,
it,
Kind of
yes.
Pregnant, and Lift grouping. That's all together there at the
And then
bottom.
there's just Under the Bed right at the bottom. So
Yeah, it's gonna stay there.
it probably will. I,
It's gonna
I
stay
I
there.
still believe I am gonna watch something shittier than it because I know
Hope
sooner or
not.
later I'm just gonna have that Tubi run. I'm like, let's check this out. That's how I got to Under the Bed. So it's gonna happen. I maybe not, but I feel
I
it is.
hope
So
not. Jesus, I don't want to watch what's worse than Under the Bed.
you don't have to watch what I watch. So that's the best
No,
part
well,
about
I
this.
did say that if there was something that was worse than Under the Bed, then I would watch it
You
because
did,
I'd
but you know
have
what?
to
We don't have
know.
to keep our word. It's okay.
You know me, I have to keep my word. Just kind of like we've
No, I
discussed with
get it.
other Ryan Gosling films that has a little bit of a preview to the future. So
But yeah, so that's how I wanted to start off with watching a rom com, and
mm,
yeah, I know it. I like again, you're gonna get a few laughs out of it depending on your taste, but overall, yeah, this is just again, you see the formula there. It's kind of absurd, like okay, a fake pregnancy, and I know some people are gonna take offense to that. Whatever, but overall, yeah,
people get offended
it
by
did
that.
not hit the mark.
I don't know why people get offended by it. I mean, offended by a stupid ass premise, sure, but
Well,
yeah.
you never know.
I mean, Happy Madison movies are what they are. Even hearing about the Zamboni reminds me of Happy Gilmore because I think there's like a scene where he's like on a hockey rink and he's uh, playing Endless Love with the lead like romance thing there. So I don't know. I'm sure it's cute. I'm sure it's whatever. I mean, your review certainly didn't sell me on it. I think I'll kind of pass on this one.
Yeah, if we're at a bar drinking and we're talking about this, we're like, Soda, don't watch this. Again, you can,
I don't know.
mind you, you could
Yeah,
be drunk like, let's see how bad, because it's going to happen sooner or later. We're going to watch some of the same movies.
well, yeah, for sure.
I mean, we're going through 200, and we try. When I know we try to plan it. It doesn't always work out, but it's okay. Like I said, but yeah, Soda, if you want to skip this, I would not blame you. Everyone should skip this, But now people might be like, "Well, it can't be that bad." I love Amy Schumer. No, it's bad. You're gonna
Like,
laugh at it if you.
would you recommend like a couple to watch this, like on a Friday night where they got nothing else going on? Like, is this a good movie for a couple to watch?
No, watch Terrifier 2.
Holy shit! No, don't do that. Don't do that. I don't ever want my wife to watch Terrifier 2. I hope she never does. Like, she's too innocent of a human being to have to lay her eyes upon such disgustingness. I never turned my eyes away from Terrifier 2. I wanted to. And I watched the whole entire thing, but like we said before, I'm not looking forward to Terrifier 3. I know we're gonna have to do it, and it'll probably be towards the back end of this because it'll be right around Christmas time. I could just
And
feel
it'll
it.
probably
It's
be
like
free by then.
destined.
Yeah.
But you recommend Terrifier 2 over Kind of Pregnant. That's a vibe.
Yeah.